My name is Ryoichi Suzuki. I'm originally from Tokyo, Japan. As I was finishing up high school in Tokyo, I got together with a few of my friends and we started talking about let's go to school in US. So we started looking into different schools, and main reason I chose Utah was tuition was very reasonable, one of the cheapest, and also skiing. Those were the two main reasons. I came to Logan in the summer of 1974. I flew to LA, took a Greyhound bus, and spent overnight in St. George, checked out the college down there before I came to Logan. That's how I got here. After I finished my degree in art, first in painting for undergraduate degree, then master's in sculpture, and I stayed here for a few years. Then I got married and we moved down to Salt Lake area, and so I lived in Salt Lake probably for a dozen years maybe. And as you can see from my website, I carve stone and sometimes wood, but it got really difficult to carve stone in Salt Lake studio, so I started going to studio in Denver, downtown Denver. There was a big stone carving studio, really nice space, and used to carve with 5-6 other stone carvers. So I spent half the year there. So I would go there for a couple of weeks, come back and work in Salt Lake, and then go back to Denver. I did that for a few years. Well, I really liked Denver. It's not really a big city by any means, but I had, a lot more attractions. They have a very nice museum, more galleries than Salt Lake, I think. And the city of Denver, it looks like they invest a lot more into art. If you notice, there were a lot of public art throughout downtown area, and also surrounding communities, smaller cities, they are more into art as well. Obviously, I grew up in a large city, and this is a very small town, so there's a huge difference in so many ways. Space is tight in Tokyo, and very expensive, but it's a great city. I try to go back there at least once a year, or sometimes more. Like the last couple of years, I've been going back there a few times a year. I have a few shows, so I've been back and forth, and every time I go back there, it's exciting. It's again, life of a big city has so much more to offer in a way. But here, it's just the surrounding is beautiful and wide open. As a sculptor, it's much easier to find a space to work in, which is huge. And it's still pretty reasonable to live around here, which is really nice. Things are expensive over there. Yes, and I can easily say he is my biggest influence in my sculptural career. I learned so much about form, three-dimensional forms. I think he was very, very good. And the way I learned the most was I used to work for him, usually finishing up his pieces, clay pieces, wood pieces, bronze pieces, so hour after hour, just holding, touching, working on his surfaces and feeling his forms. That was great education. It's a difficult question. I'm very happy to be here, and I'm especially happy to be where Larry was. He taught here and I'm teaching here, and so I hope I can leave something like he did to me, to my students. Can you call it a legacy of sculpture? Let's call it something like that.